Before I get started, I realized that this video does apply for people who are obsessed with their crushes or their exes. So if you are interested to know how you can move on from somebody, this video definitely does help. I'm gonna get into the juicy details, so stay tuned. Hi peeps, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Runzi. I'm an artist, but I enjoy talking about mental hygiene, personal development, and spirituality related topics. So if you're interested in any of this, please hit like and subscribe. It really does help me out a lot. In today's video, we are going to discuss about idol worshipping and parasocial relationship. Please keep in mind that this video is going to be a little bit touchy, so if you are not ready to listen to anything that might quote-unquote challenge your beliefs or make you feel a little bit uncomfortable regarding the celebrities or the public figures that you're worshipping, please feel free to click out of this video because this video is just based on my personal opinion and what had previously helped me. So if you're not ready to move on and to focus on yourself, please feel free to click out of this video and come back later when you are ready to move on and to focus on your personal development. If you had been following me or subscribed to my channel for quite some time, you probably know that I have a lot of merch from a certain celebrities from certain groups that I used to be a huge fan of. I still keep all the merch, I still listen to their music. However, I have moved on from that fangirl mentality. Now please keep in mind that there's nothing wrong admiring your favorite artist or your favorite influencers, public figure, whoever, even politicians if that's your thing. There's nothing wrong admiring someone and their qualities. However, you have to realize that those are humans as well, just like you. I know this is a very cliche term, you probably had heard this many times, but yes, those people might be quote-unquote geniuses, but they are still human beings like you and me, and a lot of the times what you observe through the screen, they are only showing you the side that they want you to know. So essentially what this means is a lot of the times what you observe, including me right now talking through this screen, is just a persona that we want to portray to you. So you had not lived with me, you are not in my life, and you don't know how I actually operate from day to day. So you only see the side that I curated and want you to know. This is just a very basic example, but for celebrities or public figures, they have a lot more to hide because they are celebrities obviously, and a lot of the times your privacy can be challenged. A lot of people felt entitled to know about your personal life, so you probably will cherish this a lot, and you probably would not want the whole world to know every single detail about you, because what's left for yourself if the whole world feels like you belong to them, right? So when you keep this in mind, you can somewhat put yourself in their shoes and try to at least understand that what they want you to see is just their persona. It's not who they really are in real life. Regardless of how authentic they are, how authentic they want you to believe that they are, people still have their private lives and they are just human like you and I. So what is the issue here? When you idolize someone, you will automatically idealize them. You will start to put them on a pedestal and you will see them through these rose-tinted glasses, and they might not even be that great of a person. Let's be honest, because everyone has flaws, nobody's perfect in this world, but you will somewhat look past all their flaws and think of them as this godly figure or this otherworldly figure. So naturally, you will start devoting a lot of your energy onto these people. You will start worshipping them as if they are godly figures. I personally believe that the moment you start putting a halo onto someone is when you will start losing your own powers. Now, I know this sounds really woo-woo and it sounds really weird to some of you, but this is just what helped me personally. If you want to get out of a certain obsession, you have to first understand how you actually fell into the situation in the first place. Here's the thing, why do we usually admire someone else instead of focusing on our own growth? I know that a lot of us got introduced by our friends or the internet or media. Sometimes you're just curious about something and you simply went down the rabbit hole after researching their names. However, there is more to it. When the moment you got hooked onto something or got addicted to something, it's usually because you are trying to fill in a void in your life. Now, I'm gonna read out of this The Art of Seduction. It's a book by Robert Greene, and I personally think that it's a very good book if you are trying to understand how seduction works. The Art of Seduction is not merely for relationships, it does apply to a lot of things in life. For example, communication, businesses. It does apply to our daily life, so it's not as dark as it seems. So I'm gonna read a quote here that explains a lot on why we are drawn to these quote-unquote stars, celebrities, or public figure. Confuse desire and reality. The perfect illusion. To compensate for the difficulties of their lives, people spend a lot of their time daydreaming, imagining a future full of adventure, success, and romance. If you can create the illusion that through you, they can live out their dreams, you will have them at your mercy. Aim at secret wishes that have been thwarted or repressed, stirring up uncontrollable emotions, clouding their powers of reason. Lead the seduced to a point of confusion in which they can no longer tell the difference between illusion and reality. Does this sound familiar? A lot of the times we worship these people because they seem so out of reach. They have everything that we could ever dream of. They have our dream lives. They're living their dream lives, and they are somewhat showing you the best side of themselves, and subconsciously you are living your life through these people. You might imagine things like how great would it be to date them, how great would it be if you get to be their friend, etc, etc. Like I mentioned earlier, these people, they're really good at selecting a certain part of their lives that shows the best side of themselves. Of course, that's not to dismiss their hard work and the crafts that they put out. That's not to dismiss their great personality. It's just that in the end of the day, they still bleed like you and me, they still die like you and me. Like mentioned in The Art of Seduction, life is not always rainbows and sunshines, so sometimes things can get really hard for a lot of us, and let's be real, it's way easier to observe someone else's success than to work on our own happiness, right? I believe that the reason why escapism is so much easier than focusing on your own growth is because we are so deeply programmed with all this negativity around us. Think about the day when you were a child, the amount of times when you were told that you couldn't work on a certain thing, you couldn't create a certain thing, or you couldn't be who you want to be because there are limitations. However, these people, regardless of all the naysayers, they still manage to achieve their dreams and do whatever they want. So you're somewhat living your life through them. It is way easier to observe them achieving their success. You will call it luck, or maybe hard work, or chances, opportunities that you don't have. However, you will never know what these people have to actually go through to achieve what they had achieved. And let's be real, sometimes they might not even be that great of a person. You don't really know what they're doing behind closed doors. So let's not get to there because that's another topic for another day. Let's just assume that whoever that you are admiring has the best qualities in a person. The issue lies in when you stop focusing on yourself, when you stop putting your attention onto yourself. Think about it. Have you actually got out of bed to shower, to put on your makeup, to dress well for yourself? Or are you simply lying on your bed the whole day, scrolling through social media, admiring these people and dreaming, hoping that they will walk into your life someday? Have you ever invested your time and money onto upgrading your knowledge, your appearance, your health, instead of splurging all of them onto these people? Have you ever take a break and consider what do you really want in life? and why are you not taking actions to do them? A lot of us often find excuses, like when you are not in a community, you feel like you don't fit in anywhere, you don't like yourself, and you feel like you couldn't do anything at all in your life. And maybe it's due to mental health issues. However, distraction can only last that long. It can only take you that far. In the beginning, it might be helpful somewhat to at least make you feel alive. It makes you feel like happy in a way. However, what if all this fantasy ends and you find out that your idol is getting married, or they're dating someone, or they did something that's really, really bad? What are you gonna do? Are you going to replace the void and fill it in with another person, another figure? What are you gonna do, right? Question yourself, what is it in them that you really like? Even if it's just their appearance, you find them very attractive. Even if it's just that, it does help as well, because question yourself, if you are these people, would you want to date yourself? I know this sounds very harsh. However, a lot of the times you don't even work on yourself, but you want to be in relationships with all these people who had been spending years leveling up their appearance, their qualities, their mannerisms, their talents. Because let's be real, talent without polishing, without hard work, is nothing. Are you even compatible? Yes, fairy tales do happen, miracles do happen. However, do you really want to be that person who feels really inadequate about themselves? Do you not want to develop that strong sense of self-confidence too? Do you not want to look in the mirror and be able to feel like, yes, I really like myself? Some of you might not agree with me, because I do understand that a lot of people are not comfortable to be around someone who is confident about themselves. Oftentimes, they might want to pull you down to their level, to humble yourself and to not feel good about yourselves because they don't feel good about themselves. There's a very big difference between looking down on others versus being confident about yourself. When you're looking down on others, it simply means that you think that everyone else are worse than you and you are the best person in this world. That's mere arrogance, right? However, confidence simply means that you know that you put in a lot of effort and a lot of energy onto yourself. You love yourself the way you are. You accept yourself at every state that you're in. Even if you're at a low point in your life, you can still accept you for who you are, and you believe in yourself that you have the capability to keep improving your life. Self is the biggest project that you can ever work on in life. As long as we choose to focus on ourselves, all of us, every single one of us, have the potential to live our best lives, to be the best version of ourselves. Of course, there are some people who have more opportunity, who start off easier compared to some others. Let's be real, the world is not fair. However, have you ever questioned these people that you admire might not have what you have? It's hard to brain, it's hard to understand, because a lot of the times people that we admire usually have this abundance of wealth, fame, and career, talents, everything that you ever wanted, but you, like I say, you don't know what they're doing behind closed doors. You don't know them personally and you're not them, so they might have things that they truly desire that you possess and they don't. So instead of putting others on a pedestal and thinking lowly of yourself, you have to start looking at what you have and start working with what you have. I personally think that what helped me most is to slowly shift my focus back onto myself, because essentially what I was doing is I was running away from my own problems. I did not want to work on myself because I find it so stressful and I was so afraid of failure. Before I even start doing something, I was so afraid that nobody's gonna like what I do, or I'm not going to be satisfied with what I do. I tried really hard to please my parents because, again, Asian parents, my parents are really cool people. They are really, really supportive. However, in the past, they used to be really strict with me, so I somewhat developed that inner audience where I thought that they want me to behave or act a certain way or go down a certain career path. So I tried to do all of that to please them. However, I came to realize that they they actually don't really care that much. All they want is for me to simply live my life and to be happy and to be able to support myself. So eventually I came to realize that the main reason why so many people choose to focus on somebody else is because you feel like your life is not interesting enough. You feel like your life is not worth living. But is that really the issue though? Is that really the case? Have you ever questioned yourself, what is it that you truly want to achieve in this world? Throw all the excuses out of the window just for a bit. Stop thinking of the impossibilities and start asking yourself, what is it that you truly want? And this has to be something that you want, and it doesn't have to involve anybody else. It just has to be what you truly desire. Keep a journal, write all of that down, and question yourself, why do you think that you cannot achieve what you want? Why you cannot be the best version of yourself? What is holding you back? And start analyzing whether you can work on that or not. If you can work on that, keep asking, why can't you work on that? And what other alternatives are there for you to approach your so-called dreams? Because dreams are only dreams when you don't work on them, when you actually put in the effort, or when you actually put in actions. I don't really like the word effort. I don't like the word work at all. So when you take actions to actually start doing what you enjoy and start doing what brings value to your life, regardless of what everyone else believes, you will eventually get to where you want to be. If you're dealing with mental health issues, have you actually put in the effort to work on your mental health? And even if you don't get to where you want to be, you will at least start to develop this sense of self. You will start to be confident about yourself, because when you have not actually seen yourself progress, when you had not actually experienced an improvement, it is really hard for you to believe that you can actually be somebody that you aspire to be. Think about all these people that you admire. They probably have a whole lot of naysayers, a whole lot of people who don't support their dreams, a whole lot of people who don't think they can make it big. So borrow that qualities that they have and put that onto yourself. And progress is never linear. You might stumble and fall. However, I personally don't believe there is such a thing as failure, because failure essentially means to stumble or to face with disappointment. So in what sense does it say that failure means that that's the end of your life? That's the end of your journey? No, right? As long as you are still alive, you have all the capabilities in the world to start working on what brings value to you. So the moment you start focusing on yourself and valuing yourself, you will start to see yourself drawing away further and further from the community or a fandom or a society or whatever it is that you were in. You will see yourself flourish, and you will even forgive yourself easily when you stumble and fall. You will start to appreciate yourself so much more than just a mere human being that is worshipping some other human beings as if you don't worth anything. Just view life as a project that you're working on. If you're taking life too seriously, you are going to feel really exhausted, and that's where you will start to use distractions to cope with your own struggles. Always take things step by step instead of looking at things in a huge picture, because when you focus too much on your end goal, on the things that you really desire, you might feel overwhelmed and you might feel like that's a never-ending journey. So when you start taking small steps, at least you will be able to understand yourself more, and you will be able to gauge your capabilities on acquiring something, so you can work on improving that. Instead of chasing after someone else, whether or not you are just chasing after a glimpse of them, or if you really want their attention, or maybe you're just one of those people who simply feel proud for their achievement, question yourself again. That's their achievement. They deserve all of that achievement, yes, sure, but that's theirs. You contribute to their achievement, sure, because you are a part of the audience. However, how does that contribute to your personal life? How does that contribute to your personal growth? How does that contribute to you as a human being? And you have to question yourself, are you living your life for yourself, or are you just a side character in someone else's life? So yeah guys, that's it from me for today. I really hope that you enjoy listening to me talk, and if you have any opinions or any questions at all, feel free to leave them at the comment section down below. I always enjoy reading your comments. Thank you so much for your time, and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye!